morning everybody, welcome again to my channel and thanks for joining me. Today you're going to see an arrival into San Francisco. Those of you that watched my departure out of Frankfurt a week or so ago in the 747 for Lufthansa, now you're going to see the end of it, but this time we got a different aircraft. We're flying the 747-800 for UPS cargo plane, and earlier on we departed from Malmo in Sweden. And we're now going into San Francisco, and you will see the descent and approach and landing and taxi and park up in San Francisco. Weather's not particularly brilliant today. There are some breaks in the clouds, but it's a little bit dismal over the bay today. But anyway, you'll get some idea of how I do it. So once again, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like the content and you'd like to see some more, please like and subscribe. And obviously I value any comments that you might want to make. I'm happy to answer them. So let's get to it. Let's get into the flight deck and get ready for the descent. Well, good afternoon folks. It's sort of like early afternoon in San Francisco. You join us in the 747-8 freighter, UPS 771 Heavy. We're 36,000 feet, the top of descent is coming up, and sort of mid-evening in the UK at the moment, 10 past 8 in the evening. And today's flight, we're hauling something like 110 tons of cargo, and we'll be going into San Francisco runway 28 right today. Check the weather. Weather's not particularly brilliant, unfortunately. Got a fairly low cloud base, overcast. And the winds are light. Visibility's 8 miles, so not too bad. But it's not the wonderful sunny San Francisco Bay we'd hoped for. But anyway, we're back in the 747, this time the 747-8 freighter. Those of you who saw my Lufthansa video saw us in the Lufthansa 747-400 passenger version on the way out to San Francisco. So here we are going into San Francisco in the freighter. So yeah, the plan is to descend down to 16,000 feet, pretty much over the airport, and then go out to the Woodside VOR with a left turn for a left base into runway 28 right. We'll actually exit the runway to the right hand side, and we will be going to the NCA cargo area, assuming I can find it. Descent checklist is complete. We've done the check the fuel, done the briefing. Missed approach is straightforward. Landing speed today, flap 30, 155 knots, and we should be landing with around 13.5 tons of fuel on board, which is about what we planned for. The alternate today is Sacramento, but if necessary we do have Oakland across the other side of the bay if we need it. Not anticipating any issues. There's no ATC online at the moment, but we are connected, so if something should appear, we'll see.
San Francisco traffic, UPS 771 Heavy is reaching top of descent, leaving level 360, descending level 190. Bravo Delta Echo Golf Alpha 3 approach to runway 28 right, San Francisco. And there we go. Down. Okay, we're starting to see a little bit of terrain ahead now. I'm approaching the Bay Area, coming in from the northeast. The engines are just scrolling up to try and keep up with the VNAV. So 13.2 tons expected on landing, so we've calculated that into our landing speed, which as I say 155 knots today. Passing 25,000 feet, we'll put seatbelt signs on, and mainly for the crew member in the cabin that's been looking after us during the trip. Some facts and figures. Well, we left Malmo at 2 minutes past 10 Zulu, or 2 minutes past 11 UK time. As I say, payload's 110,000 kilos, and 70,000 of that was on the main deck. Got 18,000 each in the forward and aft compartments, and 4 tons in the bulk compartment. Zero fuel weight today was 307.1 tons. Gross weight was 435,100 tons. 430.1 tons. So the alternate diversion to Sacramento, which is 117 miles away, we have enough fuel for that and for a go around. So it's all looking quite good. Initially we cruised up to 32,000 feet, and as we crossed the Atlantic, went just north of Iceland, across Greenland into northern Canada, we were up at 36,000 feet was the top cruise. So on our way down now, just change the range on that. Got weather radar on the right hand side there in case we get any weather that we don't really want to look at. As I say, the briefing and the tent checklist is complete. Missed approach is straightforward today. It's literally climbed straight ahead to 3,000 feet to a waypoint, which is basically directly ahead of the runway. But not expecting any issues, although I haven't flown the 800 version variant freighter for some time and not expecting any problems. A quick look at the nav display for you. So it's 17 minutes past 8 in the UK, or 17 minutes past 7 Zulu time. We're on the profile. All okay so far. Okay, passing 26,000, we will put the seatbelt on. Okay, all looking good there. As you can see, fair amount of cloud over the bay at the moment. A few breaks in it, but shouldn't pose us any problems. So crossing Pyle. Flight level 245, continuing down to 190. This is the United States, so transition altitude, transition level is the same right across the continent, so it's 180. So passing 18,000 feet, set the local QNH, which is 3007 inches of mercury, which they use in North America. Don't use hectopascals. Looking good. Coming up or coming down on 23,000 feet, continuing the descent. So next we'll be descending to 11,000 afterwards, and we've got a speed limit constriction at Lozit. So actually what I will do is probably set 160 for Lozit as our next descent point. There will come a point where I will disengage the nav and take the aircraft under the autopilot just to control the speed of the descent. Hopefully the speed brakes are fairly effective on this aircraft. See how it goes. We did have an anomaly during the trip. What normally happens is on the tanks you get to the point 2/3 into the flight where you turn off the cross feeds and you turn off the overboard pumps when each of the 4 tanks is at the same level, typically 13.1 tons. But for some reason I got a tank to engine message when there was still a big difference between the 4 tanks. The 2 inner tanks, 2 and 3, had 21 tons in, and 1 and 4, the 2 outer tanks, had 16 tons. So typically you wouldn't be doing tank to engine. And tank to engine realistically is when all 4 tanks have the same, and you turn off the cross feeds as I just said, and basically the fuel pumps feed each tank for each engine. So what we did is we ignored the warning, we brought up the fuel configuration, which is down here, and just had a look. Just put that down to 160, and we'll drop this down. Yeah, we brought up the tank synoptic and we just watched the number 2 and 3 drain down until they equaled 16 tons as per 1 and 4, and then we went tank to engine. And the last thing to do was to watch the reserve tanks and make sure they fed down as well. It's typically around 6 tons in each tank. The reserve tanks empty into the main system. So if you look there, look, we've now got all 4 tanks, pretty much the same amount, and each pump is powering each engine. Cross feeds are closed, and that's how that works. So we're going down. Okay, so we set the standard now as we just entering the bay now. See how it works out. Okay, put the speed brakes out because we need to go back to the speed now. So 11,000 now. Speed brakes back in. San Francisco traffic, UPS 771 Heavy is 6 miles north of Cork, descending to 11,000 feet. ILS runway 28 right, approach San Francisco. So we've announced, in case anybody's about, can't see anybody on TCAS. Things are looking good. I'm going to move that down now to a lower. That's it. So from Bricks, we're going to go heading 140. And we're going to go down to 6,000 feet. Thank you very much. San Francisco traffic, UPS 771 Heavy's crossing Hawk at 11,000, maintaining 11,000, and then overhead the field we're turning heading 140 and then left base for 28 right. Now that's interesting, so I can see him through this, but I can't see him on TCAS. So I have to figure that out for some reason. So let's bring this back. So as soon as we cross the field there, Bricks, 140 down to 6,000 feet. Actually we're down to 5,000. Passing right below me. San Francisco traffic, UPS 771's crossing overhead the field at 11,000 feet. Right turn heading 140 down to 5,000 feet. And then left base for 28 right. So heading select. Heading select, thank you. Down to 5,000. Vertical speed. 5,000 feet a minute. Let's bring this back to 240. Okay, down we go. Okay, we'll come right, a few more degrees. So when we pass the Woodside VOR, we're going to turn left base. And come down to 3,000 feet, and there you can see kind of an aiming point there, which is what we want. bit. Just want to keep the speed under control. VOR, 13 miles to the ILS. Okay, down to 3,000 now then. Okay, 230. That one. Okay, I'm using a manual checklist here, so that's why we got the checklist incomplete message. Bring that back to 5. $18 miles out, okay. 010. San Francisco traffic, UPS 771 Heavy is now left base runway 28 right. Okay, 200 knots please. That 5. Okay, alarm localizer. Okay, let's come 355 degrees. 350 should do it. That 10, check. San Francisco traffic, UPS 771, turning final, runway 28 right, now 17 miles out. There's the Dumbarton Bridge, an aircraft above us, so hopefully there won't be any conflict. So that looks like a nice line up, so we'll stay at 3,000, flaps 10, and as the localizer come down we shall drop the gear and then go to flaps 20. Some bumps, which is fairly typical. Okay, Here comes the glide slope now. So let's arm the approach. Is armed. San Francisco traffic, UPS 771 Heavy is crossing Seeping, 3,000 feet, descending with the glide. Now 12 miles out. Gear down, please. 165. Lap 20. Check. Lights are all on. Okay, missed approach altitude is set. 10 miles out. Okay, so let's go to VREF speed. You're joking, aren't you? On the speed brakes. 20500. San Francisco Tower, good afternoon. UPS 771 Heavy, short final 28 right. Little land 28 right, thank you. 771 Heavy. Okay, landing checklist. Gear is down. Flaps are full, 30 set. Missed approach altitude set. Speed brakes armed. Okay, we're almost visual. Check. Okay, we're pretty much good enough to see the runway. So, disengage autopilot system. Flight director's on, autofocus off. Check.
Approaching 28 right.
Good.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Okay, full reverse.
Remaining.
UPS 771 is clearing the runway to the right. We're taxiing to the NCA terminal. Thank you. Get a little bit more speed here. the APU. And stand by on that. Okay, so it's right on uniform and then right on Zulu. Okay, so the APU's on, everything else is off, flight directors are off, speed brakes disarmed, flaps are up, transponder is at standby. So it's right here and then right again, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. Left goes to the United base, right goes, or right and left goes into the NCA base, which is where we are heading for. Coast Guard station there. It's all a bit round the houses here, but not a problem. Get there in the end. So all the way around. Should be fun trying to get out of here. There's the FedEx building, so I think we're in the right place. Just hop over the wall if you fancy a quick swim. Very nice, go right to the very end here. See if we can park this properly. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, brakes on. Very nice. Okay, brakes on. Let's start shutting everything down because the APU is... Okay, on and on. Taxi lights off. Shut 4. Shut 3. 2. And 1. Right, they're shutting down nicely. Okay, ladies and gents, there we are, parked up at the cargo area. Apologies about the ATC. Tower came online pretty much while I was on short final, so I'm mucking around with frequencies. So I did a little bit of editing to be able to just get the continuity here, so you could see the landing and the leaving the runway and taxi. Sometimes that happens. That's about simple. You get no ATC on an 11-hour flight, and then suddenly it happens right at the end. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the flight. If you like what you see, I try to do at least a video at least once a week, usually at the weekend. There'll be a mixture of stuff from the new Microsoft Flight Simulator and from PREPAR3D, like this one is, from my flying adventures at various places. And also will do the odd scenery review as well. So if you like that, subscribe to my channel for more content. Let me know in the comments what you think. Yeah, I enjoy doing this. Been doing it for many years. I'm not a real world pilot, but I've been flying the 747 for quite a while. Only recently started getting into making videos, so hopefully they'll improve as time goes on. I've got 10 videos up at the moment, and we're improving them week by week. So once again, thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you on a departure out of San Francisco some point in the very near future. Thanks again, and take care. Have a great weekend. Bye bye now.